Originally constructed beginning in 1900, Plummer Community Corrections Center is DOC's oldest community corrections facility, housing offenders who are sentenced to Level 4 community corrections supervision.
Residents, returning citizens, advocates, organizers. Darby, I serve on Wilmington City Council of the 2nd District, which is a big chunk of north side of Wilmington. Thank you to all the families, residents, returning citizens, advocates, organizers, and members of the media who are here today. Your presence means everything. Before anything else, I want to address something very directly. There was a rumor that the DOC either created or heard that I was supposed to be having a protest tonight. I want to make it clear I never called for a protest. I'm not against protests. They are a powerful tool, but that is not the purpose of today. Today is about truth, transparency, and protecting Wilmington families. Despite that, DOC placed the men on lockdown through Thursday. This means men are missing work, they are losing income right now, they are missing required programming, and families are cut off during the holiday week. They also decided to line up the vans along the fence so that the residents are not able to hear or see us out here advocating for them. All of this because of a rumor about something I never asked for. This reaction wasn't about safety, it was about control, fear, and shutting down the community's voice. Let me be very clear. Wilmington City Council was not included, not informed early, not invited to any real discussions before the decision to close the Plummer Center was made. No meeting, no partnership, no conversation. Had Wilmington been brought to the table, we could have explored real solutions. Downsizing, repurposing the space, relocating programs within Wilmington, co-locating with community partners, strengthening Level 4 services instead of eliminating them. But none of that happened. The city most impacted was left out completely. Plummer is not just a building, it is a cultural, community-rooted re-entry center. It works because families can reach it, jobs and services are nearby, staff understands Wilmington's culture and trauma, returning citizens feel safe, supported, and connected here. Under the current warden, the Plummer Center has been completely turned around, structured, stabilized, and humane. Closing Plummer remains a critical lifeline. Wilmington residents, especially black residents, have long reported racial hostility in Kent and Sussex, where they want to send all of the residents here.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kobe Owens. I'm the 1st District City Councilman. Councilwoman Darby pretty much said most of it. But again, this is about making sure that we are keeping Level 4 open and available for the residents of the city of Wilmington to come back to the community in which they are from. Again, when we look at this and we look at the strides towards criminal justice reform that we want people to re-enter society and stay home. Can you not hear me? We want people to stay. We want people to stay home. We want people to be able to come back into our communities. That is so important in the work that the Plummer Center has done here. There was a meeting on the 18th in which we heard from numerous people who have either have been released from the Plummer Center or are currently in there talk about the success that they have had getting their lives back on the path. That's what this is about. Continuing to create opportunity for people to come home and be back in our community and be active members. So again, I stand here in support of Councilwoman Darby, in support of my fellow council members, as we sent that letter earlier today, but asking for there to be a real conversation with the community about what's going on at Plummer and working together to get this done. Thank you.
Delaware was the last state in the nation to free enslaved black people. Delaware refused to ratify the 13th Amendment until 1901, and the 13th Amendment still allows slavery as punishment for a crime. So after emancipation, criminal law became the new system of racial control. Wilmington, a black, working class, Garvey city, continues to feel this history. Closing Plummer continues that. Wilmington is a black city, built by black families, sustained by black communities.
The Department of Correction, DOC, shuttered the Wilmington facility to cut costs.
Plummer is not just a building, it is a cultural, community-rooted reentry center. It works because families can reach it, jobs and services are nearby, staff understands Wilmington's culture and trauma, returning citizens feel safe, supported, and connected here.
Citing declining work release population.
Plummer didn't empty because it needed decline. Plummer was empty because of COVID and internal DOC decisions. There was tightening placement criteria, reduced referrals during that time, shrinkage of programs, staff shortage. There was shifting people already down to level 4 in Kent and Sussex, and they allowed the space to go unused. That was not a natural decline. It was a manufactured decline.
This is something that is really dear to my heart because I came through this program. I came through most all Delaware's level 4 settings, from Georgetown, Dover to Plummer Center. And I can tell you for a fact, it changed my life. Without level 4, I would have been put right back in the street, selling drugs, fighting, shooting, and stabbing. So this program has really changed my life and helped me get back to my family and do the right things through my family and bring up my children in the right way. So for this to be taken from us is another kick in the face to me. And I believe that it can't be always about money.
And the high expense of maintaining an aging building.
The state says this is also about money.
You know, Delaware, and what I'm hearing from our governor is that he's not about saving money, he's about saving people.
But look around Wilmington. We have luxury riverfront developments, high-rise apartments with sky-high rents, high-end apartments, high-end restaurants, multi-million-dollar capital projects that the state puts into it, waterfront amenities, and entertainment districts, and major infrastructure investments.
So we need him to come out and do a tour of the Plummer Center so he can realize the significance of taking this from our communities. This doesn't just help Wilmington and the small areas of poor people. This helps Newcastle County. It's people from Sussex, from Smyrna that comes to the Plummer Center that has been successful.
There is always money for gentrification, it's always money for developers, and it's always money for aesthetics downtown. But when it comes to re-entry, black families, returning citizens, community safety, dignity, and humanity, suddenly there's no money. And they're talking about $4 million here. The majority of people incarcerated are Wilmingtonians, or black men, right? Where are they going to go? A lot of them been in prison 25 plus years, right? A lot of them don't have a lot of family connections out here. A lot of them aren't going to have that stable home to go to. So we're about to have that. Thousands of people who qualify to come home, who are going to apply in January and be released within the next year or two. Where are they going to go? Sussex County?
My name is Joe Connor. I spent the last 6 months of my incarceration here at the Plummer Center in 2009, almost 17 years ago. It was a positive experience. It was a positive experience, I think, for the guys and the ladies that were around me. I don't believe that this place needs to be closed. I believe it is a benefit to the community, and a resource to the community, and quite frankly, a blessing to the community.
Wilmington has been stripped of real political power. We have a majority black city council, but decade after decade, this majority black city has had a white executive branch. That imbalance shapes decisions like this one, decisions made about us and not with us.
While DOC officials state that work release and reentry programs remain fully operational, the closure has sparked significant pushback from local lawmakers, advocates, and family.
We call it the Plummer Center, but it's actually a work release program. So when you come to the Plummer House, you're like 1 step or 2 steps away from re-entering society with a job. So that's very, very important. And then the other thought that comes to my mind, if we have 200 inmates up here doing work release, and then you close down the facility, to me that means you're going to have 200 people in Smyrna waiting to be approved for this monitoring program that they have.
Hello everyone, my name is Manel. Yes, I'm a part of the Plummer Center. I got out of prison back in the early 2000s, and I came to the Plummer Center where I got a chance to get back into the work enforcement. I got help, I got counseling, and here it is now, 2025, and I have not been back. And Plummer Center is a part of my achievement today. I think it's a disgrace to try to close it right now because it helps a lot of people, not only men, but women as well. I had my mother, who had 9 mini strokes and 2 major strokes, travel all the way down because I was also down in Sussex County before they brought me up here. And I was down there for a couple of months. And my mother, who had 9 mini strokes and 2 major strokes, would travel that alone just to come see me. I think that is a disgrace. And I think that no one should have to travel that long to come down there to see their loved one.
Transferring Wilmington residents into an environment where they are stereotyped, unwelcome, or directly mistreated is not rehabilitation. It is actually trauma.
For the women, we was not treated right. They was just had us working on the beaches, planting little seeds in the beaches and picking up trash on the side of the road and then just feeding us like we were some type of dog.
Families and returning citizens describe use of force practices in Sussex that are unnecessary, excessive, and deeply harmful. These are not isolated incidents. They reflect patterns that raise serious human rights concerns. If the state is already struggling with humane treatment at facilities further away, then transferring Wilmington residents even further into regions with fewer community eyes, fewer family visits, and less accountability will only make things worse.
I just can't tell you how upset that I am that a resource, there aren't that many good resources around to help folks that are re-entering, and this has been one. Its record has not been perfect, but it's been pretty darn good over 40 years plus. And it's not time to close it, it's time to fix it, it's time to put it back in service, keep it in service, and serve the citizens of the city of Wilmington. Thank you.
Every national re-entry standard says keep people close to family, keep them connected to community, keep them in culturally familiar environments, and keep them where accountability is stronger. Plummer does that. Kent and Sussex just doesn't. Thank you to all the families, residents, returning citizens, advocates, organizers, and members of the media who are here today. Your presence means everything.
Shane Nicole Darby, for State Representative, District 1.